All right, gang. Well, I've gotten some requests to talk a little bit about blood groups and how we determine your blood type. And then in another video, I'll talk a little bit about mismatch reactions and what happens when you mix incompatible blood types. So the first thing we have to think about when we're thinking about blood types, okay, and I need to switch probably to a pen that you can actually see. There we go. Okay, so we're going to be talking about blood types. And blood type, your blood type, is all about the markers that are found on the surface of your red blood cells. And those come in two varieties. So there's two different things that go into what's on your red blood cells. First, we have what's known as the ABO blood group, and then we have what's known as the RH factor. Okay? So we'll start over here with ABO. This is a red blood cell. Isn't it lovely? And on the surface of this red blood cell, there are little proteins. These are little surface markers that tell us a little something about to whom the cell belongs. Okay, these are markers that are recognized potentially by the immune system, so we call them antigens. And this one is going to have an antigen that we call A. So here is a red blood cell with the A antigen. So that little guy right there is an antigen, and it is the A antigen. So this red blood cell would be considered type A. Okay, this is a type A red cell. If we have a red cell with the antigen we call B on its surface, then that's going to be a type B red blood cell. If we have one with, I'm going to flip over here, let's erase some of this. There we go. I'm going to erase this just so I have room to finish writing what I'm writing. Okay, so if we have a red blood cell that has both the A and the B antigens on its surface, so we have A and B, this red blood cell is referred to as a type AB. Whereas if we have a red blood cell with no antigens on the surface of the cell, that would be a type O red blood cell. But we know that that letter isn't the only thing involved in determining your blood type, because many of you know your blood type and you know that you're, say, A negative or O positive or something like that. So the letter comes from the ABO blood group. So this is the letter portion. And then you get that positive or negative from whether or not you possess an antigen known as an RH factor. Okay, so this is going to be the plus or minus after your blood type. So for example, if I have a blood cell that contains both the A antigen and the RH antigen. So here are two antigens on the surface of this red blood cell. Because it contains A but not B, we would refer to this as a type A red blood cell. And because it is positive for the RH antigen, it possesses RH, it would be an A positive red blood cell. Whereas if we had a red blood cell that contains the B antigen only, so nothing but B, this cell is of course a type B red blood cell, but it also is negative for the RH antigen, so we would refer to this as a B negative red blood cell. A cell that has neither A or B, but does have RH. So this guy just has the RH. So remember, to get the letter for the blood cell, we look over here and we see neither A nor B, so that's a type O red blood cell. But because it does have the RH antigen, it is an O positive red blood cell. So in conclusion, to find the letter component of your blood type, you look at whether or not the red blood cells contain either the A antigen, the B antigen, both, or neither. And then once you've gotten the letter designation, you look and see, do we have the RH antigen? If yes, then it's RH positive, and you put a plus sign or POS after the letter. And if it does not have the RH antigen, then it is negative, and you would put the negative sign or NEG. Okay, well, I hope that helps, and I will go on and make another video.